All right, let me try this again. I've been having some issues, and I'm thinking it's plugins that actually are conflicting with each other. You don't know what I'm talking about. XSplit's been crashing on me, but I think I figured out why. It doesn't like the dark mode reader. What is it, dark reader or whatever it is, plugin, which I've ran into problems before, not on XSplit with that particular plugin on Chrome. I don't know what the deal is. Or it could have been the whiteboard, because I was going to use the whiteboard on here for a couple of examples. If you don't know what that is, just look up XSplit whiteboard. I think those two, it's like I have to use VSync to stream PoE. It's kind of stupid. Kind of little quirks and software conflicts and all that. Maybe a Windows 10 thing, who knows. But anyway, all right, everybody out there in the CraftChest Nation, as I CraftChest here, let me get this video started and tell you about this afternoon and how I think T2 might actually be onto something. And I'm not going to go into great detail, but you'll hear about that in just a moment. But first, let me tell you today's post-apocalypse story, because, you know, we're winding down out of the apocalypse. You know, I ventured out into the wastelands today to go do laundry over at a friend's house. And whenever I went to grab my clothes out of the dryer, I decided on my way back, I was like, you know what? I got that chicken defrosted. I got some tenderloins, because that's all that Walmart has right now. And I was like, I got them defrosting, and I think I want to make some red beans and rice to take to work the next couple of days. So I think this afternoon I'm going to make a vlog. I'm going to go down to the package store and grab some Jameson and just enjoy the afternoon. Yesterday I was off also, but it was nothing but a recovery day, because my leg was killing me. I got a bad left leg and hip, old war injury, you know. And you might not know, but anyway, it was giving me really bad problems. So I kind of took it easy yesterday, stretched out, and was stretching and everything else. And I feel better today. And so that's what I was going to do the rest of the afternoon. Got the house cleaned up some yesterday also, so I'm good to go. Other than just needing to vacuum this carpet and the floor and all this, you know, just little things like that. No big deal. So that's what I was going to do, and make a vlog. So here I am, about to go down and grab these clothes, and I'm on the way back, and the sheriff had somebody pulled over on my way back. So this wasn't but like a 10-minute window tops between me going to grab those, folding them up, and coming back. And I was like, this is at the corner of my yard over here, man, and I'm going down to the store anyway. I think I'm going to go down to the store first, because I didn't need them, because one of the officers was sitting there like this on the passenger side of the sheriff's vehicle, and the other one was in the driver's side of the subject's vehicle, and there was two of them in there. And I didn't need them to, like, break and run towards my house thinking they was about to get in, because they might have got dropped. Matter of fact, it wouldn't, no question about that. Somebody would have got dropped where they stood trying to get up in my place, because I don't play that. So I decided, yeah, I'm just going to, my spider sense is tingling. I'm going to the store first. Well, as I'm coming out of the package store, he's back on the ride. Mr. Leahy's back on the ride. I'm noticing more sheriffs just cruising along, whatever, and one of them was up close behind a truck and all this. I'm like, man, what they got going on today? I'll come back, and sure enough, they're done with these people. Well, a couple of moments later, and I'm talking about 2 minutes or less, I'm bringing my clothes in, drop them off. I hear, woo, 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 just, and it's, whoa. Sheriff's deputy was gapped back. I'm talking about had the floor. I mean, he had that pedal to the floor. You could feel the rumble of the engine going by. And it's probably from here to the, out there's maybe about 50 yards, maybe a little further than that to the road. It's pretty good ways, actually. Now that I think about it, say it's at least 50 yards plus. But anyway, this dude was gapped back, so I was like, oh, what's going on with this? So I turned on the scanner on the old 2Wicked1 PC over here, because I have a website, and I'm not going to say the website, but it has a scanner on it. And it picks up my entire county area, and sure enough, there was an officer on there breathing hard. That silver car we had, you know, we have a signal 33, and I have one in custody, and this, that, and the other. Another officer comes on. I'm on the way. I'm en route. I'm on such and such road. And I was like, whoa, shit, that's this road right here. So, yeah, that was that one that just passed by the house. So, anyway, long story short, I wish I hadn't turned the scanner on. Because the more I listened, the crazier it got. Had some crazy woman, and that's what they said, a mental case. It was like Signal 47, I think is what they said. Have a mental case. The woman's running out of the house, flailing her arms, talking about somebody punched her in the jaw and tried to break her arm, and this, that, and the other. And then another call. Some homeless dude in between a dumpster and the wall of a recreation center. Apparently, that was okay for that to happen. They said he had been living there, but he plugged in something into one of their outlets outside, and that crossed the line. And so they called the cops on this dude, because now he's stealing electric. I'm sure he wasn't running a mining operation with the electric, so he's homeless. A lot of people choose to be that way, though. Feel sorry for the guy, especially since they had a female officer say, I'm on the way, I'll go check it out. That's what she sounded like. Sounded like a little girl. I was like, what the heck? Like that chick off of Police Academy. You don't know the one? And then some burly dude, or I'm also en route. A couple moments later, some other dude, I'm on the way over there, too. I'm going to go check this situation out. And so we got like 3 or 4 cops heading to the homeless dude in between a dumpster and the wall of the recreation center. And I'm sitting there listening to that going, y'all ain't got nothing else to do? Like, y'all ain't got no other areas y'all can patrol. Y'all's neighborhood, other than this one homeless dude, is perfect. They had like the entire department rolling up. Because I know, I talked with a cop not too long ago, and he's in a big city. Big. And I was like, dude, that guy I called you about a little while ago, he's been long gone. Oh, well, I'm sorry. And we got to talking, long story short. He said, you know how many officers we got patrolling, right? I have no idea. How many? 4 during the day, 3 during the night. I said, this big-ass city? That's it? I was like, what the heck is going on with that? He goes, well, the whole apocalypse thing going on right now and this, that, and the other. I was like, what difference does that make? You think you would beef up the security, not nerf it? So anyway, I know that the little town that I heard that coming from, that was the entire police force. Finally, I guess a sergeant or a lieutenant got on there and said, everybody disembark from the recreation center. Everything's 1043, which means it's okay. Or 1023, I don't know. Anyway, everything's okay. Just disembark. Go back to your patrols. Everything's okay. I guess one of them had enough of everybody rolling up on the homeless dude. But that's where we're at, everybody. That's where we're at. Meanwhile, the sheriff's deputies up here on the road, and they're calling for the amber lamps and everything else going on up the road here in the middle of all this. And like, you know, we still got that signal 33. One of them, I guess, jumped out of the car and fled on foot. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder how far up the road they went, because they had them pulled over right here. And the description of the vehicle they said that they had, you know, apprehended up there was the same description as the one I saw when I passed by. It was either an Elantra or an Altima. Both of them similar. Am I right? I don't know. Am I right? But they were both silver. And that car was silver. That much I do know. Woo, so we had that going on. So I'm sitting here going, what the heck is going on? I had to turn the scanner off. I was like, dude, it's a scary world out there in the post-apocalyptic society that we're living in right now. This is crazy. Every single time I turn it on, when I hear sirens, it depends on how fast they're going, really, and what it is. Like, if an ambulance or a fire truck, I'm like, yeah, you know, first responders or whatever, you know which ones they are. I'm like, okay, well, this happened, that happened. You kind of get the idea of who's who. But whenever you got sheriff's deputies gap back, and they're gone, you know something's going down. You need to kind of pay attention. And that's the only reason I did. But, man, people are crazy. I mean, that's the things we don't see behind the scenes. And that's the thing that people, and yes, I know the argument's going to be, you got good cops, bad cops, good, this, that, and that. Yeah. But people are crazy. And it kind of drives some of these guys. You got to be emotionally strong. You got to be an emotionally right person to be in law enforcement. And I know some of them, they get into it because of that adrenaline rush. They get into it because they're emotionally unstable. But for the most part, I think the majority of them are okay guys. When I've talked to the ones I've talked to, I could pretty much pick and choose which ones give a shit and the other ones that are just there because they like to take people down. That's just me, my experience on them. Especially whenever you could tell the officers that really care about the job and those that don't. And I know they got protocols they got to go through. But whenever you call and you tell them where you work and they come up and they ask for your ID, they're looking for something on you. That's somebody just looking for something on somebody for that day. Just saying. Because that shit happens to be a lot. And I'm like, do I look like a criminal? Well, why are y'all taking my ID? Why are you running stuff on me? -29, in-house and all that. I'm like, dude, I ain't got no warrants. Get the fuck out of here with that. I'm calling you about a criminal. But that's been over the past few years and all that. But it's happened a bunch. And you can tell the ones who do and who don't. All right? Ask that question. But let's move on. So I had to turn the scanner off. Now, let's move on to some T2 Darlanton news. T2 might be onto something with his whole air rifle adventures and his tromping through the woods and getting some exercise. Although I don't know, whose land that is and all that. And for the most part, yes, I have been watching his videos. And most of them have been enjoyable. All of them except for the one where he killed the snake, which was totally unnecessary. Because if you don't know what kind of snake you're dealing with, just leave it alone. All right, don't grab the hoe to it. I'm not bashing. But personally, I can't remember the last time I killed a snake. I've had people call me from next door neighbors asking me to remove snakes from their property. Just get it out of here. I don't want it here. I'm scared to go near it. I don't even want to get near it to hit it with a hoe or anything like that. And I'm like, well, that's just a little ground rattle or whatever. And I get a stick because I watched Crocodile Hunter back in the day. So I kind of much, and I have experience picking up snakes. So I know how to pick them up. And so I'll go remove them. And if you haven't seen CraftChest attacked by a Black Mamba or Black Mamba attacks or whatever, that video that I posted, you probably never heard of it. Go back and look for it. Might actually put a link down to it. Snakes aren't dangerous. Just saying. They are not man-eaters. They're not hippopotamuses. A lot of people don't realize hippos are man-eaters. They will kill you. They kill more people than any other animal in the world. Did y'all know that? Hippos. They're more dangerous than a snake. I'm more scared of spiders than I am snakes. Fun fact. But other than that, his videos have been kind of interesting. Some of them kind of out there, but for the most part, interesting. Especially when it comes to this air rifle situation. Because I was like, I don't know about getting into that. And why would you pay that much money for that? But then YouTube's algorithm picked up on it and said, hey, you've been watching these air rifle videos from T2. You might like this. And so I saw one. And I don't even know if I still have it pulled up. But let's see if I do. I do not, but I will go back to it because it should be in my history from recent history. And it's one from Demolition Ranch. Is the one it picked out for me that says the quietest sniper rifle ever and why the government doesn't regulate it. I'm like, what? And so I clicked on it because I'm thinking it's a legit rifle, gunpowder. And when I clicked on it, it was a 50 caliber air rifle. What? 50 caliber air rifle? So I got to watching this. This guy from Demolition Ranch, and I'll put a link down in the description down here for you so you know what video I'm talking about, goes into how air rifles, any type of air product, airsoft, air rifles, if it's got air in it, it is not regulated by the government. So T2 actually might be into something here. He might actually be getting into it. I don't know. I haven't talked to him recently. All right, we've just been going back and forth on these videos like this. But, maybe that's something he's not mentioning is he might be wanting to get into it because of no regulations, because of no government involvement, and the fact that you can actually just buy this off of the internet, no questions asked, from a 177 caliber all the way up to a 50 caliber to your doorstep. This weapon right here. And there's a website called, what is it? Air Gun Depot. That's what it's called. Air Gun Depot is what Demolition Ranch actually talked about in his video. And I got to looking at these. And you wouldn't believe the air rifles and air pistols they have going on this thing. I'm like, man, I actually like the way some of these look. But then I looked at the price and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, they got like scuba tanks on there, 4,500 PSI scuba tanks for $700. They got a 74 one for like $550. And then there's a little baby one that's like $369, I think it is. Man, air rifle stuff is high dollar. They had a combo on there. Let me scroll down here and actually just look at this for you. And I'm saying actually a lot. I do apologize about that. And I'll turn this on so you can see what I'm looking at. I'm not going to turn Dark Reader on, so the brightness and all that, because I think that had a conflict in with XSplit earlier. But they have a combo on here, the Air Force Texan LSS Hunter combo. It comes with the tank and the rifle that's actually in that video that I was telling you about, that Quiet a Sniper rifle, silenced sniper rifle. Silencer on it, but it's not regulated because it's not a gunpowder weapon. For $1,650, comes with the air tank. Now that's all well and good, and I get it. I get the appeal of it. But here's my thing: how much does it cost to have those tanks filled? Now I have some scuba places because scuba diving is a thing down here. Remember scuba diving? Scuba diving is a thing down here. I'm actually saying it, not meaning to say it. Because I live down on the coast, so it's a thing. And there's several places down here that do scuba tanks and all that. I'm going to have to actually look into see how much it costs to have a tank filled. And according to what I read, depending on the weapon, depending on how much pressure the weapon tanks hold, the air rifles, air pistols, you can get between 17 and 30 refills on the 98 size. I don't know what the air pressure. I tried to go and even look that up to see what the conversions were, but the largest scuba tank that you can get from that site, the $700 one, is like 4,500 PSI, I'm wanting to say, and I don't know how much it costs to get those filled. That would be the only trick. And when you buy it, does it come filled, or is it just partially filled for like flow check and all that and leak check? I don't know. But man, other than the fact that that stuff is expensive, it's a pretty neat concept. And they have some pretty neat designs on here. Let's go back over here and just scroll through. I don't know how well y'all can see this, but I mean, look at these. And I even found the one that T2 bought on this website. But you got anything from a 177 caliber, 22 caliber, 25, 30, 357, 45, 50 caliber. And the price ranges are anywhere from $200 all the way up to, like, I saw one of them was like $2,000. Yeah, there it is. $2,000 just for the rifle. This combo that goes all the way up to a 45 caliber with the Air Force Texan, the one in that video once again, right here. I'll put a link in the description to both the website and this Demolition Ranch, is probably the best deal. Because seeing him shoot it and the targets and everything else, it was amazing. Plus, there's another one on here called Dragon Claw, which is a 50 cal. Well, no, that one's 45 caliber. The Dragon Claw, which is this one, this video up here, I might put a link down here, or you can look it up yourself. It's PNEU 50 cal. The Eagle Claw or Dragon Claw shoots air bolts, crossbow bolts that have been modified with slugs on it. It was insane. Watch, I was like, what the hell? This thing is shooting arrow bolts. Crossbow, like Walking Dead bullshit going on here with this. I don't want to actually play where he's playing it, play it with the thing, but I want to show you what I'm talking about. Because you're not going to believe this. Is this where it's at? Let's see if it shows it. Is this where he has it? Yeah, look at this. I'm going to mute it. All right, I'm going to mute it. But look at this. This is just for example's sake. So look, this dude has a bolt. I don't know what that is either. I don't know who that is. But look, he's got a bolt. And he's going to shoot this bolt. Let's see. No sound. And it went through that target. Look. And skipped. That's crazy. And that's an air rifle, everybody. So he might actually be onto something. If you're rich. I ain't got that kind of money. I got projects going on right here. I don't have any more funds, feelers, and, branches to go out on. But this whole airsoft thing, air rifle thing, is pretty nifty. And now I can actually see the appeal to it. There I go with actually again. Once again, forgive me. Those are the kind of little details, I guess, T2's not putting in his videos. I don't know, maybe he's just pressed on time or whatever. Maybe didn't really come across to it, because I hear him talk about this, Facebook group and that YouTube channel, but never really any details on it. But I never knew that air rifles or air technology was a thing. And after watching that video from Demolition Ranch, I'm going to go ahead and admit, I never knew that there was no regulations on air rifles or air guns. That's crazy to me to think about that. And so you can actually add this as, I said it again, you could add this as another, expensive hobby. It's not one that I think I could ever afford to get into, but it's interesting. And I'm going to leave it there. I think that's enough right there. So put links down here in the description for you to go check out for yourself. Go check out T2 and his wacky adventures with his GoPro. I sent him a link to a GoPro Hero combo that's got every accessory known to man. Headband, selfie sticks, chest band, waistbands, wristbands. And if you happen to watch this video and didn't see the Discord message I sent you, go check that out, because for $70 just for the accessories, I think that's an awesome deal. And I'm actually, there it is one more time. I was trying not to say it. I'm actually one more time going to say it. Thinking about getting me one of those. Because me and Gunto have been talking about that before he got his anyway. And then he got one. I was like, what? He got one. Because I don't have that kind of money. Because we were talking about doing projects outside. Like how I could show when I'm tinkering around in the car, taking measurements, grilling, doing audio stuff in the vehicle and all that. To make it easy to share rather than holding a phone and all this. And one of those GoPros with the attachments and all that would make it super easy. I guess that's where I was getting at. All right. So I'm ending it there, because now it's 4:45 and 2 hours of fighting software conflicts has come to an end. All right. And y'all have heard me, CraftChest, signing out. That's a craft of the mind. Go out there and have some fun, everybody. Woo! We're going to survive the post-apocalypse. Coronis.